Hello and welcome to the introduction video for the Flurry Crash Analytics Beta. My name is Brad Jones and I am the Director of Product for Flurry Analytics. The purpose of today's video is to introduce the public beta for our Crash Analytics functionality. This functionality will be available as a public beta for the next few months as we look to gather your feedback on the features to ensure it best meets your needs. Before we get to the functionality, I want to mention that this beta does require an SDK update. The new SDK is available within your Flurry dashboard by clicking any Download SDK link or by browsing to the Manage page for a specific app. Currently, we have SDKs available for iOS and Android, and we'll add other platforms later. Now let's move on to the functionality. The first thing that you will notice is that there is a new item named Errors in the left navigation after you select an app. The old Errors UI under the technical menu will be available until the beta ends, but all new functionality will appear under the new top-level Errors navigation item. Under this menu you will find three sub-items: Crashes, Errors by Stack Trace, and Errors by Name. Let's start with Crashes. On the main page you will find a number of summary statistics about crashes your customers have experienced. At the top is a table that shows recently recorded items grouped by their stack trace fingerprint. You can see when a specific crash first occurred, last occurred, the first and last versions in which it occurred, and how many users have experienced that crash. The name of the crash is a link to the detail page about that crash. We'll get back to that in just a minute. Below that table you see a few different groupings. First, Most Common, which shows you which crashes are occurring most often. To the right of that you will find a summary by version, and below that by device and by firmware. Finally, below these tables is data that shows you some metrics scaled by usage, and then a chart showing different metrics over time. At the top of the page you will find different filters that you can apply to the contents of this page. You can filter by firmware, device, version, and time. We will always default you to your latest version. If you would like to see crashes for a different version, just click the arrow, select the version you wish to see, and the page will update to show you the crash metrics for that version. Looking across the page you will notice that there are lots of links. Essentially they group into two different types: navigation and filtering. What do I mean by filtering links? Let's have a look at the by device table. Even though this app does not have a lot of data, we can see that there are two real devices and an unidentified category, which happens to be the emulator in this case. By clicking on the LG Optimus 3D link, the page refreshes and now shows data for just that device. You will notice the filter applied in the header. The same behavior is available in version and firmware. The links found in the New Crashes and Most Common tables take you directly to the details for that crash. On this page you will find the full stack trace, a table showing data summarized by different cuts, summary metrics, and different metrics over time. The same filters are available on this page as well. If you obfuscate your code, you can upload a ProGuard file for Android or a DSIM file for iOS by clicking here. We also have an API for doing this as part of your build process if that is what you would prefer. Details about this API are available at support.flurry.com. On iOS, Flurry has worked with the folks at Plausible Labs to update PL Crash Reporter to have client-side resymbolication. This means that even without your DSIM file, many lines of the stack trace are readable. Also on iOS, there is a full crash report giving detailed information about the state of the device at the time of the crash. Moving down the items in the navigation, we find Errors by Stack Trace. This page functions very similarly to the Crashes page, except that it shows data related to handled exceptions and errors. The final item in the navigation, Errors by Name, groups handled errors and exceptions using the label you send in the error logging call rather than the stack trace fingerprint. This allows you a separate look at statistics for handled exceptions and errors organized the way that you prefer to see them. The summary page for Errors by Name shows the same summary statistics and filtering capabilities as the other pages. The detail page is similar as well, with the only difference being the absence of a stack trace. There are a number of features that we are planning to add in the coming weeks and months, including alerts and marked as resolved. As well, we would like to hear your thoughts about the beta so that we can include them in our planning. If you have feedback, please contact us at crashanalytics@flurry.com. As always, if you have any questions about any aspect of Flurry Analytics, please don't hesitate to contact us at support@flurry.com. Have a great day.